Yeah, what's up guys, it's Lun-Gi. So today we'll be taking a look at the new Snake Eyes deck. Snake Eyes, Fiendsmith, Azamina. So Azamina got released in Rage of the Abyss maybe 2 weeks ago in the OCG. And it actually gave the Snake Eyes deck a really big boost. They got a couple of hits on the OCG ban list. Snake Eyes Ash to 1, Wanted to 1, and Bonfire to 2. Which are quite some significant hits, but the new Azamina cards kind of make up for those hits. So I'm going to be showing you a combo featuring Sinful, Spoils, Deception. So this is like full combo, just this card by itself. So anyways, to activate it, you need to be able to tribute a monster from your hand or field. So we'll just tribute a dead Fuwaross. And then we'll use its effect to search for Sacred. So Sacred, you send a Simple Spoils card, Simple Spoils cards, and then you can summon a monster with levels equal to like 4, in multiples of like 4. For example, if you want to summon a level 4, 5, 6, or 7 Azamina monster, you need to send at least 1. For 8 you need 2 basically. So we'll just send it and then we will summon Arcia. So she searches for any Azamina card or a Sinful Spoils card. So we use her effect and then we get Wanted, or activate Wanted, and then we will search for Diabellstar, the Black Witch. And then we'll use Wanted in the graveyard, and then we'll put Deception back in the deck because it's a Sinful Spoils card, and then we will draw a card. Doesn't really matter what you draw because you're just gonna send it anyways. Okay, so we send and then we summon Diabellstar, and then we use its effect to set Sinful Spoils Snake Eyes. Next, what you want to do is you want to combine these two for Moon of the Closed Sky, and then in the graveyard you want to activate this, and then you can put Arcia back in the extra deck. So put this back in your hand, and then next you want to send Snake Eyes to fusion summon Ria. Now Ria is a negate, an omni negate. It's a soft omni negate, so it won't destroy the card, but it will negate. So this means that you can actually do your combo with installation from Nibiru, which is pretty nuts. And so from here, these are the cards in your graveyard. So from here, you can just do the full combo. You actually don't even need to use this to search for Snake Eyes Ash. You don't actually need it, because you're going to go into the Fiendsmith combo. Going to the Fiendsmith combo effect. So we will summon the new Fiendsmith chick. This one, I think her name is Lacrima also. So use her effect. Then we will dump Engraver. We'll dump Engraver. And then we'll use Engraver's effect to put back Moon of Closed Sky, summon it. Then we'll combine these two into into your link 2. Next we will use its effect. So we'll put back our chick and our link 1, and then we will fusion summon Lacrima, activate its effect, summon back the Engraver, and we'll overlay for Beatrice. Overlay for Beatrice. Now with Beatrice we can just send Snake Eyes Ash straight to the graveyard. So send Snake Eyes Ash straight to the graveyard, and then we can combine these two to make we can make Princess. Then we'll use the Engrave effect of Lacrima to put this back. Burn for 12. 1 for 12, And then we'll use Princess's Effect to revive Ash. Ash will add Poplar, reveal, special summon, effect, add the field spell, activate the field spell. We'll put Snake Eyes Diabellstar in the spell and trap zone. Next, we will combine these two to make Hita. Combine these two to make Hita. And then we will trigger Poplar to put it here. Snake Eyes Ash. We'll get Flamberge Dragon. And then what you want to do next is, so at this point, like if you played Selene, you could just go into Selene, I guess. You could go into Selene, summon these two guys back with Flamberge Dragon. And then summon this back, putting Flamberge Dragon here, and then linking away. But there's not really any space in the extra deck for Selene. So what we'll do is, we'll just activate this from graveyard. So we'll banish it, and then we will return Poplar to the deck. And then we will search for Oak. Since we haven't normal summoned yet, we'll just normal summon the Oak, and then we will summon Ash. Alright, we'll summon Ash. So we can combine these four. Alright, so combine these four, and then we can make a 3200 Appaloosa. 3200 Appaloosa. So trigger Flamberge Dragon, summon these boys back. And then we'll use Snake Eyes Diabellstar. Put this here, summon it. We'll use one of these to make Lun-Gi-Oh, and then we'll use two of these to make Masquerena. Now there's a lot of different avenues you could take to make a board with this deck, but yeah, this is just like a basic combo. All right, so this is what's in your graveyard. It's in your graveyard. So after you tribute this, the next turn you can use this to put it back, to put your combo like online again. And then you got access to your princess in the graveyard. So yeah, so as soon as your opponent summons something, you can trigger your field spell to summon Flamberge Dragon. And then because you have Lun-Gi-Oh, this is in the OCG obviously, but because you have Lun-Gi-Oh, they can't actually attack over your girls. Can't attack over your girls. She's 32, so they essentially have to use 2 effects before they can try to attack over her with something. But anyways, you can use Lun-Gi-Oh to block attacks, and then you can use Masquerena to combine with Flamberge. Combine with Flamberge into SP Little Knight. Flamberge will trigger summoning back your boys. Summoning back your boys. Ash will add Poplar. This will banish something, and then you can't actually summon it, but it's okay. And then this can tribute itself to negate something, and then you can also just you could destroy like Ash, summon this, summon Princess, pop, destroy something. So Appaloosa, potentially 4 disruptions. You got your SP, which is 2 usually. Arcia, another negate. So essentially like 7 potential like interruptions, which is pretty crazy from just like 1 card and then like a tribute, and then installation from Nibiru. Pretty nuts. Most people only play like 1 copy of this. They only play 1 copy of this, but I believe the graveyard effect of this card is not once per turn. Right? It's not once per turn. So if your opponent does try to Nibiru you, you could just like negate Nibiru. And then with Poplar, instead of searching the field spell, you could search this, second copy of this, and then you can activate it, send it, and then you can summon this back from the extra deck. so you can still keep this on in the inboard if they need to you. But yeah, that is the new combo. Alright, now let's take a look at the deck list. One copy of Snake Eyes Ash because it's limited now. One copy of Oak. 2 copies of Poplar. Some people have increased it to 3, which is understandable. 1 copy of Snake Eyes Diabellstar. Some people have actually dropped this card and the fuel spell, but I kind of feel like the combo is a bit weaker if you don't, and so is your recovery. 1 copy of Flamberge. So that's the Snake Eyes monster lineup. Just 6 of them as opposed to 8. Then you have your Fiendsmith engine. You got your triple engraver. 1 Lacrima, Lacrimosa. And then you got your Fabled Lurrie. So pretty standard. Then you have 3 copies of Diabellstar. Pretty standard as well. So this is your your monster engine lineup. Nothing is really debatable, but some people play two engraver, which I don't know. I don't really agree with that. I think you need to, especially with Snake Eyes Ash Limited, you need to maximize your starters, and engraver is a starter by itself still. So yeah. So other than playing 3 Poplar, I don't think the rest are really negotiable, and I don't agree with cutting this card in the field spot, to be honest. And then for the hand traps, you got your triple Fuwaross, kind of mandatory to play in the main deck, especially in the OCG where people are playing Maxx. So this can help you counter Maxx. 3 copies of Veiler, 3 copies of Ash, mandatory in the OCG. 3 copies of Maxx, also kind of mandatory. I was cutting Maxx last year, but I think with Fuwaross, the opponent's going to be drawing too many cards, I think, having Maxx and Fuwaross. So you do need to be able to counter that with your own draw power. So that's it for the monster lineup. In the spells, 2 Bonfires, semi-limited, triple Deception. Triple Deception, you want to max out on it. It's a starter, your base starter actually now. 1 copy of Sacred. So these are the only Azamina themed spells that you play. Then you have your 1 copy of Wanted. It's limited now. You could play 2 copies of this card. There are some plays that you can do if you play 2 copies. It does help you out with recovery as well. 1 Talents, 1 copy of the Fiendsmith normal spell card. Fiendsmith normal spell card. 1 copy of your field spell, Snake Eyes field spell. 1 for 1. Some people are not playing 1 for 1, but again, I feel like you need to be maximizing your cards that start your plays. And then 2 Call by the Grave, 1 Crossout Designator, and 3 Impermanence. So this deck is actually 44 cards. It's 44 cards. So it's a bit different from some of the winning lists. So those lists, they don't play this. They don't play the 3rd engraver, and then yeah, I think that's it. I think they play 41, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, this is 43 cards, not 44, right? It's 43 cards. So they don't play these 2 and the 1 engraver. So that's the difference. But I think that this deck is actually more consistent than their decks, because the extra cards that I'm putting in are, these 2, which are starters. So that actually increases your consistency, even though it's 43 cards. It does make it slightly less likely for you to draw one of your hand traps going second, but I choose consistency over disruption. Yeah, mainly because most of the time you're going to be choosing to go first. So when you go first, the important thing is consistency. So that's it for the main deck. Now onto the extra deck. One Link Karibo is still legal in the OCG. One copy of your Fiendsmith Link 1. One Masquerena, one of your Link 2, one Moon of Close Sky. I think if they want to like make the Fiendsmith deck less splashable, they have to just ban this card and then never make a Link 2 Light Fiend monster again. One SP Little Knight, one Hita, one Nightmare Phoenix, Princess, Apollosa, Access Code Talker. Yeah, kind of standard lineup. Nothing is really controversial here. So no Celine, not really any space for Celine. I guess you could cut Nightmare Phoenix for Celine, but other than that, yeah, I think this is the like Link extra deck that you're going to be playing. Then you have your one copy of Beatrice. Some people think that it should be on the chopping block. I don't think so. The problem isn't Beatrice in this deck or this engine, the Fiendsmith engine. It's the Fiendsmith cards that are actually a problem. And on top of that, this is like the problem because it allows any deck to basically do Fiendsmith combos. So yeah. And then one of your Lacrima, one copy of Ria, and then one copy of Arcia. So you're not playing the other Azamina fusion monsters, they're not necessary, and also you're not playing the other Fiendsmith fusion monster. You don't really have space, and in your main combo you don't actually search for the spell card. You could make the Fiendsmith fusion monster as well in your combos. You've got a number of options. So yeah, it's not like it's out of the question. But for this build, it doesn't utilize it. So yeah, that is it for the deck list. Anyways, that's it for the video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will be seeing you next time. Peace.